Tanya, welcome.
Thank you.
And let me get to the bottom line.
Sure.
You are leading an organization that represents, I would say, close to the first generation of millennials in dental school.
Yeah.
The millennials are a group of people that are very inquisitive, do not accept yes or no for an answer, and are constantly questioning the status quo.
Absolutely.
It is fantastic what is going on with the millennials as they are challenging us traditionalists. The question is,
Sure.
how do you lead such a group? How do you lead such a group of
Yeah.
questioning people that are constantly saying, why not or why?
Yeah, I guess that's the challenge of what the direction of dentistry is going. I think the term millennial is almost a negative term sometimes, but I think that it's a positive term. I think it's something that we're a generation that is looking for the next big thing.
Right.
How can we do something better and quicker? How can we serve the needs of our community, of our patients?
Right,
better?
right.
And so I think the term millennial is kind of a good thing,
Yes.
but I think it's something that's ever changing. It's something that we need to adapt to consistently and constantly. So,
Right. Well, in my view, and it'll be up to you to prove, there was the greatest generation, those that fought in the Second World War, but I would submit to you that the millennials will be the greatest generation ever, because there are so many challenges in the world today that the millennials will have to overcome to ensure that the world continues and that we're heading in a good direction. So I am convinced that this generation will be up to it and will be known as the greatest generation
we'll
a
have to
decade
see.
or so from
We'll
now.
have to
So there's
see.
a lot on your shoulders.
Well,
But
sure
they're
is,
asking
yeah.
you a lot of questions, and so as their leader
Yeah.
of the dentists,
Well,
dental students.
and going back to that generation, those are the generations, those are the people, those are the dentists that are setting the example for us. Those
Right.
are the mentors to us, and I think that's, at least for myself, I've had a lot of great mentors in the past that have led me in the right direction, and probably will lead me to be the dentist who I'll be in the future. So that is a lot of weight on our shoulders.
Yes,
but
I
we'll
don't.
see.
Having said that, with all the weight on your shoulder to make sure that dentistry heads in the right direction tomorrow, tell the viewers, and there are viewers, I think you know that this has been a very, very popular show
Oh, yeah,
with your predecessors, but tell me, what is your goal as the leader of ASDA?
I think my goal is to ultimately represent the organization to the best of my ability. I've been very blessed to meet a lot of different students in this position and represent the organization and meet a lot of different dentists along the way. And so I think my goal at the end of the day is to listen to students and see what they want to get out of dentistry and to get out of the organization as a whole. And if there's any need that the student would like or any initiative or benefit that they would like to get out of ASDA, I think that we're always looking to see what we can do to better serve our students. I think with changing technologies, I think that we're also looking for ways to introduce those technologies at our national conferences so that way they can get a kind of little taste of what's out there
Right.
beyond dental school and beyond what we're taught at our individual institutions.
Well, talking about technology, we are having fire hydrants of technology thrown at us. And to be quite frank, many dentists are having a challenge absorbing all this technology. And I guess at the end of the day, it's going to be those students that are currently at dental school that will be leading the way in integrating this great technology into the dental practice. Again, how do you feel with that responsibility on your shoulders?
I think that's huge, but I think with companies like yourself, like Henry Schein, having booths like this for the opportunity for students and other dentists to kind of get the hands-on and see what it's like kind of one-on-one is a really good advantage for companies like Henry Schein and for any kind of dentist. I think that's the best way to kind of learn what's out there and how to use it and how to build it in your practice. But I do think that millennials or the younger generation will be the ones to adapt to it and kind of bring it into their offices maybe a little bit sooner than maybe the older generation. But I do know that a lot of a lot of our mentors and a lot of our professors are bringing that in already. They understand that it's the future and they know that we're going to want to learn from it. And so who better to learn from than the older generation who are teaching us at our individual schools?
It's a two-way street.
Oh, yeah.
Because the older generation may in fact teach you some of the clinical aspects of the practice, but they're having a challenge adapting to all this technology. It's coming fast and furious. And you grew up with this technology.
Right.
So I think it's a partnership, and ASDA, of course, I know is committed to advancing technology, but at the end of the day, it's the ASDA students that are today that are going to be graduating the dentist tomorrow. They're going to have to help the dentists that are in practice absorb this technology in their
Yeah,
practice?
you're absolutely right. It's a two-way street. We're here to teach each other. And so I guess we'll have to just learn along the way and kind of adapt to those new technologies that come on by.
But you have to be the teacher.
Absolutely, yes.
Right. So let me ask you another question. Younger people today are much more socially minded than perhaps the older generation. Do you see dentistry as a vehicle to really advance your commitment to society to make the world a better place?
Yeah, I think so. I think that, the world is literally at our fingertips with all the technologies that we have. We have
Right.
our phones and computers at our reach, and so we can use that whenever we would like. But
Right.
I think for us to give back to our communities, we need to remember where we came from. And so for me, I'm excited to go back to my hometown, El Paso, Texas, where
Yes.
I hope to give back to some of the underserved there. But if we can implement technology or any kind of social media realm in doing that, I think that would
Right.
be really important to showcase that.
Well, I think I read a little bit about you, and I think your interest in public health dentistry is so important. I think you know this, that it is now shown that there is a direct correlation between good dentistry and good health care. We know that people that go and see a dentist regularly, whether it's a pregnant woman, we know that obstetrics, women that are going through obstetric periods of their lives, giving birth or preparing to give birth, and who take care of their teeth, absolutely result in
It's crazy.
healthier babies.
It's crazy to see how connected the body is.
Yes.
And we learned that from day one in dental school, but I think that we need to carry it out and kind of go back to those communities that need the access to care. And I'm looking forward to do that. And I know a lot of my colleagues are looking to do that as well too.
Well, I admire that
you.
because, yes, people that have access to funds can afford
Right.
better oral care, and it of course impacts diabetes, impacts pulmonary, cardiac outcomes. But sometimes people that do not have access, specifically in certain states where Medicaid doesn't function that well, need people like yourself that are committed to the community. And it's very heartening to know that there are so many millennials, people of your generation, interested in working in the community.
Yes, I know a lot of us are excited to give back as soon as we get our degree, and hopefully that'll be soon for me. So
That's really terrific. So what can we do as an industry, and Henry Schein is in the products industry, consumable products, equipment, technology, helping practitioners understand how to use this new technology in their practice. What can we do to ease your transition in from the student into the practice of dentistry?
I think that you all are doing a great job as a company overall, but y'all probably already knew that. But I think having exhibits like this, I think, is really phenomenal. I think reaching out to the students and seeing ways to kind of bridge that gap between students graduating and becoming dentists and seeing what technologies are out there
Right.
so they can adapt to them and learn from them. I think kind of simulation is really the best way. I almost think that us as dental students are like sponges. We kind of want to learn it all as much as we can before we go out into the abyss of what is practicing dentistry. And so I think simulation is really the best way, kind of getting that hands-on experience and learning from the professionals as to what's available outside of the dental school, I think would be key.
So your predecessor,
So
Dr. Sahib
I
Suleiman.
guess we should call him doctor now, yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think he is a doctor.
He is a doctor, that's right. Yeah.
He of course paved the way and set a great example, and you are filling his shoes.
Yes.
From what we understand from your board and from the chapters
That's right.
of ASDA around the country. So I want to congratulate you.
Thank you.
And
Thank
here's a bit of another challenge, putting a lot of challenges on the table for you. We want people like Dr. Solomon and you to get involved in organized dentistry, because we want to see a little bit of an infusion of young people who are going to take dentistry where it needs to go, which is to ensure that dentists understand the important role that they can play in the continuum of care, to introduce new technology into the practice. Will you stay involved?
If they'll have me, I will be around, and I know that Sohaib and I will probably both say that we're very, very blessed to have had this opportunity, and if we can continue to stay involved and continue to get those leaders who are involved with us to stay involved, I think that's important to us, because we're the future of dentistry and organized dentistry.
Good. So what do you want the dentists of tomorrow to hear from you?
I want to encourage everyone to continue to stay involved in organized dentistry and to see what's out there as far as technologies, because the next best thing is always available at your fingertips, and it can really transform the way you practice dentistry.
So, you will be a doctor soon.
Hopefully.
So I'm going to say, Dr. Maestas, in escrow, we as organized dental industry want to work with the next generation. You invite us and we will come.
Thank you so much, and we look forward to
And
that.
thank you for your commitment to organized dentistry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.